Windows Phone is an evolving platform. On Windows Phone 8, the core level of the operating system was changed from Windows CE to the Windows 8 core. This means that some WinPhone APIs from Windows Phone 7 are deprecated and shouldn't be used beyond Windows Phone 8 except in a few key circumstances. Most notably of that is XNA, and that means that building games for Windows Phone 8 and beyond, you shouldn't use the XNA framework. You should also try to avoid isolated storage. As we discussed earlier in the course, you can still use the XNA framework for doing media capture and playback, and you must use the isolated storage in order to support the built-in SQL CE system. Nokia, in partnership with Microsoft, has a great wiki page talking about code development for Windows Phone 7/8 and Windows 8, talks about all the things that are compatible and which things are compatible between which pieces of the operating system. Windows Phone 8 also implements a major subset of the Windows runtime, sometimes called WinRT, from Windows 8. The most useful pieces of this are the new storage model compatible with Windows 8. That means you can actually have code that reads and writes your data files that you can use exactly the same between Windows Phone and Windows. The only differences have to do with exactly which folders are accessible. In Windows, sometimes you can access things that are shared between apps, whereas in Windows Phone, you can never access things that are shared between apps. WinRT brings the implementation of the async and await keywords. This makes working with these new WinRT APIs very simple and dramatically simplifies the way you do asynchronous processing in Windows Phone. WinRT also brings the DirectX APIs for doing media access, but you must access those from C++. Again, this is part of the reason why some of the XNA facilities for doing audio recording and playback are still okay for using in a Windows Phone 8 application. Now, it's important to think about this carefully because beginning with the next generation or perhaps the next generation of that, Windows Phone 8 will no longer support those XNA APIs and will only allow you to use the media APIs. The media APIs in Windows Phone 8 are a subset of what's available in Windows 8, and hopefully by the time these two OS environments are merged together, the managed APIs for capturing and playing back media will be robust and full-featured. In addition to WinRT, things that have changed between Windows Phone 7 and Windows Phone 8 include fast application switching, reminders and alarms, and an enhanced set of live tile functionality, which we talked about briefly in Chapter 9. Next up, we're going to get into where to go from here, discussing how you publish your apps, learning from other apps in the marketplace, and staying in touch with new information from Microsoft.